Welcome to the Health with Hashimoto's podcast. Our summer series is the Hashimoto's Health Lab. This series is going to be 10-minute episodes. Every week, we'll talk about a specific tool or practice. We're going to cover everything from environmental detox to stress reduction, energy boosters, biohacks, and all of it is going to be designed to give you tools for better health with Hashimoto's. I'm your host, Esther Yunkin. I'm a registered nurse helping women uncover their root causes and regain energy. So these episodes are going to be short. If you are ready for a deeper transformation, check out the Holistic Hashimoto's course. It will help you identify your unique triggers and root causes so that you can focus your own energy on what really matters for your health. Are you ready to explore a new strategy for thriving with Hashimoto's? Let's dive in. This is the Hashimoto's Health Lab. I am sure that you have a story like the one I'm going to tell you. So if you have a chronic health condition like Hashimoto's, like any autoimmune problem, you have been sick for years. On average, it takes women 4 years and 4 different specialists to get diagnosed. You've been dealing with things. You've been digging into it. You've been trying to figure out what's going on. You've been trying to figure out your root causes, how to fix things. That's why you're listening to this episode. And hopefully that's why you have been through the Holistic Hashimoto's program, Holistic Hashimoto's course. I can't decide which name is better. Anyway, in that course, I help you figure it all out. Well, I was on a call with somebody. She was actually trying to get me to pay to be on her podcast, but I could tell she had another angle as well. And I was just waiting for it. You know that conversation. Like she's asking specific pointed questions and she thinks that she knows more than me about what I need to do. You've been in that conversation before, right? Well, it finally turns out that she had a product that she was trying to sell me, and she thought this product was going to cure everybody. She didn't use the word cure because according to the FTC, you can't, but she told me that so many people get completely better. They don't have Hashimoto's anymore when they use her product. And finally, I was like, she asked me something about one of my root causes. And I was like, yes, I live in Minnesota and one of my root causes is the cold. And she couldn't counter that. And it took all of the wind out of her sails because she couldn't sell me anything to counter that specific stressor that I deal with. And if you've listened to this podcast for a long time, you know that every winter I do have a flare because of the stressor of the cold. And is her product helpful? I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's helpful for a lot of people, but you have to know your own root causes and triggers and then how to counteract those, how to fix those, how to address those. And for the cold, I invested in a sauna. And that's what we're going to talk about in this super short episode is the Far Infrared Sauna. Now, back when I was in elementary school, I passed out for the first time and it was in a sauna. So since that time, I have always known that I am heat sensitive. If I go in a hot tub or in a sauna, I am pretty quick to throw up and pass out. Not a fun experience. So when I was looking at saunas and specifically at getting warm, because I want to address that trigger, and then also the exposome. Did we talk about that last week, right? The cumulative exposure of chemicals and toxins and different things against your body. The sauna can help you get rid of those. Last week, we talked about water filtration so that we can lower what's going in. We can lower the new things, but how do we get rid of the old things? Sweating is a huge way that we can get rid of those. So saunas in general can help you sweat that out. Far infrared saunas, or FIR, far infrared, they penetrate deeper than traditional saunas so that you can sweat at a lower temperature. And that is key if you have a heat intolerance, which a lot of people with Hashimoto's do. We get cold really easy. So then our families are like, well, you must love the heat. We're like, no, not actually. I'm a Goldilocks person. I don't like the cold and I don't like the heat. It's not that I don't like them. My body doesn't like them. So when I was looking at saunas, the far infrared was appealing to me because number one, I can have a lower temperature and it penetrates deeper. So you get more junk out. And that is important. We want to get rid of the toxins and chemicals that are residing in us. A lot of times your body wraps those things in a layer of fat and protects them in their fat cells. So if you're losing weight, if you're using the mind-body GLP-1 system that I've talked about a lot, you also want to do the Protandim NRF2 because that helps your detox pathways. As you release weight, you're going to release the things that your body has stored, has bubble wrapped in fat and stored for safety. As you use a sauna, you also want to do something that helps your body get rid of those things. So far infrared saunas are amazing. Another thing I was looking at when I was looking at the far infrared was I wanted something that was, that was clean. I don't want something that's full of chemicals and smells funny because that would defeat the purpose, right? So I was looking at different big, the big box ones where you can put it in your garage, you can go into it, 1 person, 2 person. There's a lot of options when it comes to saunas. But then one person sent me one that has a head out option. So I had not been looking at far infrared saunas that have like the cloth that zip up, kind of like a pop-up tent. But this one, I was immediately intrigued because your head is out. And that means you are even more protected from the drastic temperature. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is what I need. And so I got it. And I will tell you next spring how things go because I got it at the very tail end of winter. But this is a fast way for me, number 1, to warm up. And number 2, to release the chemicals or anything that is in my exposome, whatever, those toxins, right? And if you know your root causes and triggers, and if you have environmental chemicals as one of your root causes or triggers, or if you, like me, can't handle the cold, maybe looking into a sauna would be something that you want to do also. Now, a sauna is not super cheap. This is going to be the most expensive tool that we talk about this summer. I was able to do it because my grandpa died. He was 97. He had Alzheimer's. He was very ready to go, but I got a small inheritance from him. And my husband and I talked, and that this was one thing that was going to have long-term effects. If I can help with my every single winter trigger of the cold, as well as getting rid of toxins, this is going to impact so many things. And so that is how we looked at this investment into a sauna. So because a far infrared sauna is an investment, I'm not going to quibble about that. But here's what it does. It helps you get rid of heavy metals. You sweat out lead. You sweat out other heavy metals. You sweat out VOCs. Those are the organic compounds, volatile organic compounds, the smelly things. BPA. We know to buy BPA-free plastic now, but we didn't always. And the saunas detox or help your body detox from those things. It lowers your thyroid hormone disruption. Now, if you have a sauna, you always want to start slow and low if you can. So I started actually with 5-minute sessions because I was kind of worried I didn't want to throw up and pass out like in my history. So start with super short sessions, just a couple times a week. Make sure you're hydrating very, very well. You will sweat a lot. That's the goal. So hydrate very well and then increase as tolerated. The cost of an in-home far infrared sauna can range from around $150 to like thousands. You can look at the different options available and figure out what is right for you, what's right for your budget, what is right for your household, where it's going to fit. I was not planning on keeping mine in my bedroom, but I have mine in my bedroom right now because I love to hop in it for just like 2 or 3 minutes right before bed because even in the summer, my feet are freezing cold down to the bones and hopping in the sauna for just a couple minutes warms me up so that I can fall asleep faster. I don't want to be in there for too long because you don't want to go to bed hot, then you don't sleep well either. So figure out what's going to work for you in your home. That is what all of these tools, what I'm doing this series for is so that you can figure out what tools work for you, for your time, for your season, for your budget, for your life, and figure out how to implement the best things possible so that you can address your root causes and your triggers. I bought my sauna from relaxsaunas.com, straight from the company, and I got the silver one that you sit in. I just didn't want to lay in my own sweat. I did look at the bed one because both of them have the head out option. It is $1,700 right now as I record, and if you use the coupon code HWH for Health with Hashimoto's, you will save $100 on that. So I hope that this episode is helpful for you as you are looking for new tools and options for having better health with Hashimoto's. This podcast is for informational and educational purposes only. Please discuss any changes with your trusted healthcare provider. To take your next step, join our school community and explore the courses available there. You do not have to figure your health out alone. So that is school, SKOOL.com, and it is the Health with Hashimoto's community. I'll see you next time on the Health with Hashimoto's podcast.